Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now today's video is going to be talking about the farmers' protests that happen up and down the country of Great Britain, and we're going to talk about why farmers are protesting and what's led to this moment. So if you haven't yet seen it, I did a video a couple of weeks ago, and in that video we talked about Jeremy Clarkson and what he's doing for farmers at the moment. Do I agree with what he's doing? Does the industry agree? And is he helping farmers? Now, I've had loads and loads of responses to that video, and thank you all so much for dropping your comments, sharing your opinions. It's great to have these open discussions. So I thought the next video that I should do really is actually talking about why farmers are protesting in the first place. So going back to the end of October, Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor for the government, announced that they were going to remove agricultural property relief. Now, agricultural property relief means that all farms across Britain are effectively exempt from inheritance tax. Now, what that means is you can pass your farm down to your children, your grandchildren, your spouses, whoever, without having any tax implications. And this has been around for years and years, this policy. It's never been an issue before, but the Labour government keep going on about this £22 billion black hole, and it seems to be another way they can raise some money. Now, they reckon they can raise something like £500 million from this, so I mean it's a relatively small amount of money considering how big the overall budget is and what they're trying to achieve. Now, what we're going to look at today is why the farmers are protesting. Well, of course, the farmers are beside themselves. You know, if you've got a farm worth over £1 million and you're a sole owner, then you're now liable to pay 20% on everything over £1 million. If you're a couple, so you've got a joint mortgage, it's over £3 million. Now, a lot of farmers I know are sole owners. They don't have spouses, or certainly don't have spouses on the mortgage with them. They've met them past the point of when they've inherited the farm from their parents or grandparents. So that means now that they are liable to pay 20% on their farms. Now, the NFU estimated that something like 70,000 farms are going to be affected by this change. The government themselves think it's only 500. DEFRA, who effectively are a government department, have also come back with a different figure, and they've said that they think it's actually going to be nearer to the NFU's figure than the Labour government's figure. So, as I say, I think that there's definitely a general consensus that Labour have got the numbers wrong, and they do need to go back and look at this policy again quite carefully. As I say, I was at the protest in London a couple of weeks ago, and there were thousands and thousands of farmers there, understandably very upset, and they obviously want this reversed as soon as possible. Now, Tom Bradshaw, the leader of NFU, has actually met with Keir Starmer since the protests, and it does seem like there's some opening doors now taking place in Number 10. There do seem to be open discussions happening with the NFU and other departments in the agricultural sector to see if they can try and resolve this issue. I think it's going to be quite an achievement for the NFU and for farmers in general to get this overturned. I think there's a definite feeling that Keir Starmer's, digging his heels in over this. He doesn't want to be seen to be backing down. Certainly doesn't want to embarrass his government any more than they already have been. And also, I'm sure Rachel Reeves is also looking at this thinking her job could depend on whether or not this happens. So there's a lot at stake here on both sides. I think from our own personal circumstances, I worked out that our inheritance tax bill will be something like £140,000 to £200,000 based on today's value. Obviously, if I keep the farm another 20 years and then pass it down to my children, it's going to be a lot more than that because inflation and land prices are expected to go up. So unless they make changes to the policy that allow for the fact that, £1 million farm now might only be worth, half its value in 20 years time, or sorry, rather double its value in 20 years time, means that actually I'll be paying probably inheritance tax on £1 million, which would be another 200,000 on top of what I'm already thinking it's going to be worth. So it's a really tricky situation. Lots of farmers around the country are understandably upset, especially when they've got children and grandchildren who they hope will take over the farms one day, and there's now a real concern that generation, that the next generation won't be able to now take on those farms. So yeah, I do think that a lot needs to be done. I think that the farmers are going about it the right way. They're on about another protest now on the 11th of December. again down in London. I think that that's been organised by the Kent farmers. So hopefully there'll be a lot more tractors and things there, because obviously it's a lot easier for them to get down there with the tractors than it is for someone in Wales to get down there with a tractor. So yeah, I think that there's some definite movement on both sides. I think the farmers are definitely going to dig their heels in, and they're definitely going to go out and keep protesting until the messages are clear. And I think the government are having to now listen to it and go, right, okay, we've made a mistake. How do we get ourselves out of this hole? And I think the NFU, in all fairness to them, are there to branch off new discussions and see what else they can do to hopefully resolve this issue. So we'll see what happens. But if you do get a chance to go down in December, on the 11th of December, to the protest, I absolutely highly recommend. I mean, it's a fantastic day out, actually. It's great to see all the farmers there. It's great to see the children there and the little toy tractors and the big tractors as well, of course. It's great to hear the open discussions as well being taken place there as well. You get to listen to some fantastic speakers. I mean, last time with Jeremy Clarkson, there was a whole host of other farmers there that were fantastic speakers. They were really illustrating what this means to them, and the damage it's going to do to their family farms. So I think I definitely urge anyone who's interested in this to go down there and listen to the debate. And as I say, hopefully you might form an opinion which favours the farmers. But if not, as I say, it's all part of going to these things. So anyway, thank you so much for this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.